When most of us hear the word magic, we immediately picture the stage. We think of a performer pulling a rabbit from a hat or using mirrors to make a volunteer levitate before a live audience. It is sensory deception designed purely for entertainment. But back in 1826, the writer Daniel Defoe observed that this modern perception misses the mark. He wrote that the public had been deluded into conflating the true practitioner of the dark arts with a mere juggler performing sleight of hand. Throughout most of human history, the occult functioned as a terrifyingly practical force, a tool used to alter life and death with the same gravity as medicine or war. To understand what millions of people across centuries have meant when they insist magic is real, we have to look past the parlor tricks. We need to examine the two dominant historical systems that defined the craft, the spiritual contract and the science of the will. The first system frames sorcery as a transaction. In traditional theological frameworks, magic operates exclusively as a dangerous exchange of services with the unseen world. In ancient Islamic theology, for example, practitioners attempt to contact the jinn, unseen entities that inhabit an overlapping reality, who can be called upon and bargained with. The mechanics of this contract are extremely specific. The magician possesses absolutely no inherent supernatural power. Instead, they use rituals and incantations to call upon these hidden entities, bowing and prostrating to them to secure their help. It functions as a pact of mutual destruction. The practitioner asks for favors, perhaps to inflict illness on an enemy or achieve a kind of telepathic dominance, in exchange for their own ultimate spiritual ruin. The ultimate goal of the spirits providing these abilities is to lead the magician into total disbelief. As codified in authentic religious texts, they demand sacrifices that force the practitioner to associate partners with God, severing their faith completely. Orthodox religions universally condemned these practices as a literal insurrection against the divine order, a betrayal they believed carried eternal consequences. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, modern occult philosophers formalized an entirely different approach. They added a K to the end of the word, defining magic as a distinct discipline, separate from both illusion and demonic worship. The core premise of this natural magic is that there are no external spirits to bargain with. Instead, the practitioner works with hidden, sympathetic forces that already weave the universe together. This relies heavily on the theory of the magical link, or the law of contagion. Occultists posit that the concentrated energy of a practitioner's subjective mind can transmit patterns that physically alter the objective physical environment. Within this framework, ritual objects like wax figures, elaborate altars, or swords hold no intrinsic supernatural power. They function exactly like Dumbo's feather. They are purely psychological catalysts used to validate and trigger the magician's own intense willpower. Because effectiveness stems entirely from the practitioner's internal belief, the specific deities invoked during a ritual don't actually matter. A magician can use ancient Greek gods or entirely fictional pantheons, like those created by horror writer H.P. Lovecraft, and achieve the exact same psychological resonance. Magic, in this second framework, functions as an applied science of self-actualization, a highly structured mental technology used to reshape external outcomes through the sheer concentrated force of human will. A dangerous contract with spirits operates on different mechanics than the psychological technology of the mind. Yet, despite these massive differences, both systems are driven by the exact same human impulse. They offer a framework for action when conventional methods fall short. When logic, science, and societal teachings fail to solve a crisis, magic provides an alternative set of tools for those who refuse to remain powerless. Both practices embrace the idea that the physical world is far more malleable than we are taught. They operate on the assumption that consensus reality is fluid, or as the comedian Lily Tomlin observed, reality is just a collective hunch. By treating physical laws as obstacles to be bypassed, rather than absolute limits, the practitioner attempts to seize control of a universe that otherwise offers them none. It is the physical expression of a relentless desire to pull meaning and personal agency out of the unknown.